I think students will probably be surprised to know how much graduation means to us as a university college. It's the culmination of our combined hard work of our students and of our staff, and it's a real example of the transformative effect that education has, that students come to us, have worked so hard and are now graduating and going out into the world and working as professionals, which is what the graduation enables them to do. So it's really important to us seeing our students have worked so hard and to join in their celebration of their special day. For students, it's the same, isn't it? They are so excited to be able to share their achievements with their friends and family. They probably won't have seen their course mates for some time, and to be able to celebrate and enjoy the occasion with their course mates is really exciting, as well as with their friends and family, of course. I think graduation is also a rite of passage for students. They've come here as a student to learn and to develop and grow, and the ceremony itself is like a rite of passage from student to graduate, and then for our students that's also a professional, so they're going out now and able to go out and practice in the world in their chosen field.
ideally, Jenny, the microphone wasn't on. We do it in the same. Welcome everybody. Sorry, I didn't think I was very loud the first time, so microphone technical issues are dealt with. I'm Daniel Heritage. Welcome this afternoon to our 2020 graduation. It seems a little bit odd doing that late in 2021, but it's fantastic to see everyone here today, and hopefully we're going to have a fantastic celebration this afternoon. For those who didn't hear me earlier, if people could make sure their phones are on silent, but please make sure throughout this afternoon you're taking lots of pictures of our graduates. Please also lots of cheering, clapping and celebrations when people come to collect their awards as well. We are making a bit of a break from tradition today because of the ongoing pandemic, and rather than shaking hands with our graduates, our Vice-Chancellor will be tipping her hat instead. Hope you have a great afternoon and lots of cheering as the afternoon progresses. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates will now enter. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please now all stand, the academic and Vice-Chancellor's procession will begin. Thank you very much. If you could all please be seated. And now I'm pleased to ask to the centre of the stage the Chair of the Board of Governors, Jennifer Bremner, who will now open today's proceedings.
Honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, it's my great pleasure on behalf of the Board of Governors and the University College as a whole to welcome you to this AECC University College graduation ceremony for 2020. And a really warm welcome to all of those who are joining us online as well. And can I just say how wonderful it is that finally we're able to be together and to have this ceremony. This ceremony is a celebration and a public acknowledgement of the hard work and achievement of our 2020 graduands, and therefore I'm honoured on behalf of the Board of Governors and AECC University College to declare this ceremony for the award of University College degrees open.
The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Leslie Haig, will now address the graduates.
Chair of the Board, honoured guests, colleagues, friends and families, and of course graduands of AECC University College, and hello to those joining us live who couldn't be here in person. I'm delighted to join our Chair of the Board of Governors in welcoming you to today's ceremony. Well, graduands, you did it. You made it. The day has finally arrived. While we were unable to hold this ceremony when we'd hoped, we're delighted to be able to see you and your loved ones here today. We hope that you enjoy seeing each other again and our staff and sharing news of how your lives and careers are progressing. We're all here to acknowledge and celebrate the great work that you've done, what you've achieved, and to officially send you on your way to the next steps of your life and career with the congratulations and good wishes of AECC University College. Each one of you is here today through your own sustained hard work over several years. You have needed courage to face not only the challenges of university learning, but latterly a global pandemic. This was a difficult time for all of us, filled with uncertainty, personal and professional challenge. You have needed to develop certain qualities of character and mind to get where you are today. As a wider community, we salute you, and we're extremely proud of you. I'm in no doubt that the resilience you've already shown will serve you well in your future. Here at AECC University College, we aim to transform lives by the creation, sharing, and application of knowledge. To the fore of that are you, our students, and soon-to-be graduates. You will have gained new knowledge and skills that you can take into the world. You will have found new friends, possibly even your life partners. Many of you will be already working in professional settings, hopefully in your dream jobs, where you'll continue to transform the lives of your patients. You will cross this stage today with the next phase of your life before you, and I hope your time here has equipped you to take that step with confidence and a spirit of adventure, to be bold and brave, to be creative, to be innovative, and to make a difference. Here at AECC University College, we're immensely proud of our heritage as a chiropractic training college, which sits at the heart of all that we do. We work hard to be at the leading edge of chiropractic education, practice and research. We continue to work closely with the regulatory and professional chiropractic bodies nationally and globally, and many of them are represented here today, to help support the profession to thrive and achieve the recognition we think it deserves. In order to ensure a sustainable and successful future as a university within a highly challenging political environment, we must continue to develop and grow. During your final year, and in the midst of lockdown, we purchased a new campus, which some of you will already have seen just opposite here. Last September, we were also awarded £2.7 million of government funding via the Dorset Local Enterprise Partnership to develop a new integrated rehabilitation centre. Both of these significant developments support our aim of developing an increasingly rich, multi-professional environment with new course development, new clinical services, and applied research. As healthcare professionals, we're all aware that we need to work interprofessionally to provide the best care and outcomes for our patients. Studying and working alongside others not only supports our chiropractic students to develop and strengthen their own identity and professional role, but of course it raises awareness and appreciation of chiropractic care with other professional groups. This is already reaping rewards for us, and opportunities are opening up for our chiropractic students and academics to get involved in the delivery of broader clinical services in a range of contexts where their expertise is highly valued. As a group of students, when you were here, you were brilliantly represented by a passionate Students' Union President, Daniel Sullivan, his executive, champions, and others, and our highly committed SU manager, Rhiannoth. These colleagues work tirelessly to make your voices heard at all levels of this institution and work in partnership with us, which has been incredible over the last 18 months, and I couldn't thank them more, to provide clear steers to us to ensure your safety and experience throughout this time, and to make sure that you've had as positive a student experience as possible. Dan, Rhiannoth, and colleagues, thanks for all that you do. And for all of the students, I invite you now to show your appreciation to them for all of their efforts. All of our academic and clinical activity, and indeed the excellent education and training which our students receive, could not have been delivered without our hard-working and committed staff. Post-lockdown, and at a time when the majority of universities remained closed and continued to teach online, we worked extremely hard to open up our campus, run our clinical services, and to deliver face-to-face teaching across all of our student groups. This involved lengthy and meticulous planning by academic and professional services staff to ensure a COVID-safe campus, working closely with the Department for Education, Department of Health and Social Care, and local public health bodies. Throughout this period, I'm delighted and relieved to report that we reported no on-site transmission of coronavirus. Colleagues, I couldn't be prouder of you, all of my colleagues, and of the level of professionalism and dedication you demonstrated during this time. We're so lucky to have you. Thanks to all of you for all that you do. I invite all of you to show your appreciation for all of our wonderful staff. Of course, there are other key individuals who are less visible on a daily basis, but who also play a key role in governing and leading the institution. The quality of your experience and your success sit at the heart of their work. I'd like to pay tribute to my executive and senior management team colleagues and our governors, all of whom have made huge contributions during such a difficult period. One colleague whom we weren't able to honour with our usual traditional AECC send-off during lockdown, but whom I'd like to pay tribute to today is Dr. Arvid Thorkelson. Arvid made an incredible contribution to the development of AECC over a period of more than 28 years across a range of clinical, academic and executive roles. I'm delighted Arvid is with us today, and by the look of it, retirement is clearly suiting him well. Arvid, thank you for all that you've done and for your ongoing friendship and commitment to AECC. This year, we also welcomed our new Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Kevin McGee. Kevin, we're delighted to have you on board. I'd particularly like to highlight the contribution of Jenny Bremner, our new board chair, who's worked tirelessly since she came into her new role. Some may call it a baptism of fire. Jenny, we're so grateful for your contribution. On the personal level, I really appreciate your wise counsel and support. Thank you for all that you do. Everything that we achieve at AECC University College is driven by the strong sense of community that exists here. You will have experienced this during your time here, and I hope you continue to feel it as part of the years to come as proud alumni. As collaborators, we're indebted to our great local university partners, partners from other specialist institutions, partners across the chiropractic profession, and others who have travelled here to join us today, for their ongoing support, which we value highly. In particular, Bournemouth University has been a higher education partner for over 10 years, as a validating partner and collaborator across multiple projects. I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Sarah White, Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Health and Social Sciences, who has kindly joined us on the platform today. Sarah, it's lovely to have you here. We also have a special guest here at today's ceremony to give an address. Catherine Quinn is the current president of the British Chiropractic Association and a proud alumna of AECC. Catherine, we're so proud of your achievements and delighted you could be here today. As I alluded to earlier, our community is the heart of everything that we do. And our graduates are an important part of that community. Seeing you, our new graduates, cross the stage after 4 years of dedication and hard work is a proud moment for us all, as I'm sure it is for all of you, and for the family and friends who came to support you today. The journey to graduation, as you know, is not always a straightforward one, and inevitably bumps appear on the way. A kind word, a nugget of wisdom, or ongoing financial and emotional support, which we all need as we study, is invaluable and helps to keep things on track. To your family and friends, today is when you can share in the success of those you've supported with commitment, passion, and love. The great news is it was all worth it. Our students are set for successful and flourishing lives, and you've played your part in this wonderful achievement. The less good news is this is the beginning of a career of lifelong learning, and I can't guarantee that for such smart and ambitious groups of graduates that this will be their last degree. Graduands, I invite you to stand up, turn around, and show your appreciation to your families and friends for all their support with rapturous applause. As global ambassadors with a lifelong membership of AECC University College, you can always consider that this is your university college. Take pride in that membership and share your passion and connection to a very special part of the UK in the years ahead. As you receive your degrees and then step out into the world as alumni and ambassadors, you know that we, your community of fellow graduates, students and staff, wish you every best wish for the future. Graduands, we have endeavoured to work with you on a journey of experiences which will help you to grow and transform. The whole University College celebrates with you. We are proud of your achievements, but there is much more to do, and today marks a new beginning. In conclusion, I call each of you to action, to go out from here with confidence, with our congratulations and best wishes, and work actively towards living a good and generous life. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations.
I'd now like to introduce Philip Dewhurst as Head of School, who will now present the awards for the School of Chiropractic.
Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of AECC University College, I present to you the following graduands for the award of Master of Chiropractic. Shaheen Babaya Azar. Alicia Back-Price. Yenny Barsur with first class honours. Solveig Bergvik with first class honours. Amelia Brough with first class honours. Nicolette Bremer with first class honours. Liam Bowater with first class honours. Jason Borabom with first class honours. Anna Brooke-Hoyerson with first class honours. Emma Brown with first class honours. Ethan Brownlee with first class honours. Eleanor Ballman. Marcus Shooter with first class honours. Raymond Chan with first class honours. Elisa Cavallari. Max Burton. Ben Collins with first class honours. Thomas Coltman with first class honours. Joachim Cook. Elena de Blender with first class honours. Jack Finney with first class honours. Rebecca Down with first class honours. Kevin Dolph with first class honours. Christopher Darby with first class honours. Ben Goodall with first class honours. Jeline Grawunda with first class honours. Rhiannon Griffin with first class honours. Eyup Ingelsa with first class honours. Naomi Jenkinson. Emma Johnson with first class honours. Oliver Jones with first class honours. Olivia Jones. Claire Marriott with first class honours. Charlotte Moran with first class honours. Joe Murch with first class honours. Nicholas Napter. Emily Remen with first class honours. Ellen Parsons. Alexandra Olafsdotter. Reese Newman. Victoria Porch with first class honours. Fanula Pointer. Kristin Prince with first class honours. Christy Quinn with first class honours. Monet Stanford. Nicholas Shield. Jack Salter. Callan Rothman with first class honours. Lydia Scott Manns. Fatima Sondaji. Oliver Spackman. Leona Wender. Megan Thomas with first class honours. Elaine Tack with first class honours. Daniel Sullivan with first class honours. Louise Tietgat with first class honours. Victoria Vicken with first class honours. Joseph Warwick with first class honours. Sonia Wiedmann with first class honours. Georgia Young with first class honours. Saskia Wickenden with first class honours. Victoria West with first class honours. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of AECC University College, I present to you the following graduands for the award of Master of Science, Chiropractic. Vera Olafsdotter. James Ruckley, with distinction. Graduates who have not attended this ceremony are recognised in absentia. Vice-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of awards for the School of Chiropractic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice-Chancellor will now introduce last year's Student Union President.
Honoured guests, Chair of the Board, colleagues, graduates, can I please introduce you, Daniel Sullivan, our last year's Student Union President.
Good afternoon, parents, guests, staff and graduates. It is an honour to have served you as President of the Students' Union during our time at AECC, and it is a privilege to be asked to speak here today. We did it. 4 or 5 hard years of graft completed. 24 exams, 12 pieces of coursework, numerous group presentations, and now here we sit, qualified working professionals. Thank you firstly to the leading factor in my life that allows me to stand here today, the cause that got me through those tough times and the dreaded final exams, coronavirus. If it wasn't for you, I'd be on my 5th topic paper resit by now. Thanks to COVID, we all learned new skills though, such as how to angle a laptop so the examiner cannot see your notes stuck to the wall behind you. Now, while final year might not have been the end that we wanted or expected, we can certainly celebrate the amazing experience we all had prior to this and the success that we are today. I finally look back at memories of receiving exam results and celebrating or commiserating at times together in the bar. The joy you'd feel when neuroanatomy finally pieced together in your head the day before the exam. And the relief of hearing VJ announce mid-lecture, let's take a break after you've had a heavy night out the night before. I also look back at our time at AECC as years we faced adversity, character building years that shaped us to be the professionals we are today and gave us the skills to face whatever comes our way. I recall being sat in the first row of a first-year pathology class with no clue what was coming up or how to study at university. Then out came an overhead projector and I found out we'd be colouring in by numbers. Then the trials and tribulations of all the timetabling issues during 2nd and 3rd year, and spending 3rd year questioning if this profession was for me after being taught how to perform an internal coccyx adjustment. Finally, going home shattered in 4th year after a mammoth 4-patient day in clinic, also despite skipping all the business lectures that day. Now, the adversity faced at AECC prepared us for the challenges that would come upon finishing. Trying to find and secure a job during a global pandemic, working in PPE and navigating the world of germ spread. And for some of us, not having the usual mentorship upon leaving university. I would like to take the time to thank all the tutors, lecturers and support staff at AECC for the time you put into making us the people we are today, preparing us as best you could for the challenges we have faced since leaving. Thank you for the passion you reflected upon us, for your time and also your years of patience. Some of those in the crowd wish to give personal thanks to some of you. Anthea wrote to me asking that Maria Browning be personally highlighted for her caring of the well-being of students. She may be strict, but she cares for the person that's in front of her. She was really helpful when she was trying to get home and borders were closed. She was rushing back for her own wedding. She made it. Thank you for that. Emma Brown wrote that she loved Louise Ticehurst. She never judged her and was always nice and supportive. And Claire Marriott wished to firstly mention Matt Garfath in clinic. He never judged her for any mistakes and was always there whenever she needed it. And lastly, for Phil Hume, for generally always being there during 3rd year in clinic. If anyone needed to vent, he'd listen and offer guidance. He went above and beyond, giving people the time they needed. Many people reported the apple turnovers helped too. Thank you on a personal note to my family for the support throughout my time at AECC. Thank you to my best friend Rhiannon and the SU team for not just their continued support and effort to make the journey of every student here as smooth and enjoyable as possible, but also for being there for me during my toughest of times. Finally, thank you to my friends Jack, Jake, Tristan, Tommy and Dan for being there at the end of every day to laugh with, to moan about clinic with, and to tempt me into yet another Domino's 2 for Tuesday, despite my student loan running dry. It is a privilege to speak here today and close the final chapter on what has been an amazing, crazy, emotional journey that we've all enjoyed together. We've made memories together that will stick with us for a lifetime, and friendships that will last the test of time. I wish all of you the best in your onward ventures and hope you continue to have every success in practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. A really good speech there. Now it comes to my favourite time of the day, where I get to announce the names of the candidates who were selected for student prizes. Now, the prize winners have already received their prizes, and as this part of the ceremony, it's our time to acknowledge their achievements. So if I could ask the Vice-Chancellor to come forwards, and for our prize candidates to also come forward. But the University College is grateful to the institutions and the individuals who support student achievement in the form of prizes awarded to our graduates. Our first prize is for Best All-Round Student final year, and this is awarded to the student who has contributed the most in non-academic terms to the University College in his or her year and the course. And this goes to Daniel Sullivan. The next prize is the Flavio Grillo Prize for the Best Clinical Proficiency Performance in final year. And this is awarded to the student whose performance exemplifies those characteristics identified with good clinical practice. And this goes to Leona Wanda. Our next prize is the Rehabilitation Award for final year student, and this is donated by the British Chiropractic Association and is awarded to the student or students who have made an outstanding contribution by advancement or implementation within the field of musculoskeletal rehabilitation. And this year the award goes to Benjamin Goodall. Our next award is the Outstanding Academic Student Award, final year, Master of Science Advanced Professional. And this is donated by the Royal & Son Alliance Insurance plc and awarded to the student or students with the best profile of marks. And this year it goes to Shaheen Babai Azir. Our final award is for Community Outreach Education Award, and this is donated by the Chiropractic Trust Fund and awarded to the student or students who have contributed the most to the community outreach programme. And for this year, it goes to Eleanor Bullman. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of prizes. Thank you. I'd now like to invite Catherine Quinn, our guest speaker, who will now deliver the graduation address.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Chair of the Board, Jenny Bremner, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Haig, all board and faculty members for the wonderful opportunity to speak to you today. Honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, graduates. It's my absolute honour to deliver the commencement address for this incredible student body. I've had the privilege to get to know so many of you personally through the leadership roles that you have taken on, coming to visit Tim and I in Bristol, and of course at BCA conferences, which I promise will be back in person as soon as we can. Whilst as BCA President, I shouldn't have a favourite institution. As an alumnus of the AECC, it always feels like coming home when I head to Bournemouth. I'd like to make special note before I continue of a loss in our profession in the last week. George Walker, former President of the BCA and former Clinical Director at the AECC, passed away peacefully last weekend. He was a major influence on the profession, having graduated from Parma in 1968 and dedicated his life to progressing the profession in the understanding and application of biomechanics and allying to the medical model in practice. So I'd just like us to pause for a moment and remember George. On this important day, please accept the heartfelt congratulations of the entire chiropractic profession for your achievements. I remember sitting at my graduation just 9 years ago, full of enthusiasm and a small sense of pride for completing what felt like a tough 4 years, but also full of nerves about what the future was to bring, having been plunged into the world of private practice for just 4 months. You sit here with a whole year's worth of experience. So I hope that you can use today as a real point of reflection, not only on the hard-earned qualifications you earned over a year ago, but to celebrate the growth and experience you've gained in this first significant year in practice. You've invested so much in your education, and people have invested in you. Some of those people are here in this room, and some will be with you in spirit. But I'm sure that every one of you has had their own personal cheerleading team, a shoulder to cry on, and probably a never-ending top-up to those student finances. And back to you, graduates. Chiropractors. Has this year been exactly as you expected? What challenges and decisions have you faced which have changed the path that you're now on? If you could go and tell your newly qualified 1 year ago self something, what would it be? I feel that if I could go back to 25-year-old Catherine sat in the pavilion on graduation day, I'd probably tell her to be a bit kinder to herself and to trust her instincts. Through what I know was going to be the toughest 4 or 5 years of your educational career, you stepped up further than any of us could have imagined you would have to. I'm sure you've been told numerous times, but to have graduated and have completed your first year in practice in the midst of a global pandemic has put every one of your skill sets to the test. The perseverance to learn, dedication to your patient's care, and the reactive adaptability to practice you have demonstrated should give you so much confidence in your ability to overcome the challenges which I promise a life devoted to patients' health will bring you. Never allow the pressures these challenges create to lead you astray from your integrity, high standards of care, and from putting your patients first. You will want to reflect at the end of your career with pride and knowledge in the fact that you've always done what is right for patients. Whichever path you choose to take in your chiropractic career, be that clinical practice, research, education, advocacy, or even leadership, remember that this profession is a family, and you will all, as AECC students, have a home both here at the AECC and in the BCA. One of the wonderful advantages in working in a profession is being able to share ideas and experiences, having a community within which to provide and to gain mutual support from. There is no need for you to ever feel lonely in your professional life. We're there. Consult with your community and celebrate each other's successes with us. As you graduate, as you deal with your excitement and your inevitable doubts today and in the years to come, I urge you to try and create the world you want to live in, a profession of which you can be proud. Care for your patients and the profession in a way that instills positivity. Care in a real, active, practical sort of way. Because I'm telling you, the profession needs your talents and your drive more now than ever. The profession needs chiropractors with a passion for putting their patients' health and care first. The profession needs chiropractors who will step up in various roles to continue improving patients' access to the healthcare we provide. This must be done through research, education, and clinical practice working in synergy. We need that from you, those fresh to the profession with the energy and drive to see areas of untapped potential, using that passion to innovate and to influence. Unfortunately, when a person starts talking about changing the world and making an impact, it's often met with some skepticism and some doubt, especially if that person doesn't quite fit the mold in their age, their gender, their background, or whatever demographic's been soloed out for you. Many people will see a problem or an inefficiency they wish to challenge in their profession or life and focus on all the reasons why the chances of success in tackling this are slim. An inspired person, an inspired leader can really change the world. Your role as healthcare professionals automatically makes you a leader. Patients are seeking your advice, your leadership for the healthcare concerns they bring to you. Being a leader means having strong core values and a vision of what to do with them. Vision must be at the center of every decision you make, and it's the energy that drives you on. Vision is what will inspire those around you to follow your lead and share in your passion. What's your vision for your patient's care? As a chiropractor, the vision you have will ultimately dictate how you deliver that care. Bear in mind, as you continue in practice, to be prepared to be accountable for everything you do. Be prepared to welcome your patients' participation in decisions about their care. Be prepared to devote your professional energies not only to your patients' needs, but also to the unmet health needs of our society as a whole. This past 18 months has seen one part of the mainstream healthcare system, the NHS, have its priorities very much concentrated on tackling the frontline challenges of the pandemic. But even before this, many MSK services were falling well short of their NHS targets. The situation is now significantly worse, with longer waiting times, backlogs of missed appointments, and concerns that people with serious conditions may not have access to a diagnosis, still less treatment. 320,000 people are on waiting lists for over 18 weeks for orthopedic care. We know that delays in treatments lead to poorer outcomes, with a long-term impact on people's ability to remain active, in employment, and able to manage their general health. That care, and therefore the care delivered by the chiropractic profession, is vital to people's ability to live healthy and active lives. This pandemic has created an opportunity for the sometimes forgotten mainstream of private practice to step up and take the slack. Every chiropractor, be they clinician, researcher, or educator, must understand the other's roles, finding better ways to improve our patients' health, seeking objective research which reflects the caring reality of practice, preparing our next generation for the variety and challenge of real professional settings. By developing this coherent approach and seeking to integrate our skills, we can improve our profession's reach and its ability to tackle this global burden through influence and advocacy. I became president of the BCA at just 30, 5 years qualified. I was completely unprepared, but my own naivety to my level of chiropolitical experience, I assume looked like confidence to everybody else and helped me to hear through the noise. Once there, I had to figure it out. And a bit of self-belief that I could handle these things, contrary to a lack of any evidence of my ability to do so, was half the battle. The other half was a bit of hard work. If I could go back to that 30-year-old, I'd probably give her the same advice I gave the 25-year-old. Be kinder to yourself and trust your instincts. Because neither you nor this profession can prosper simply by implementing what is already known in the ways that has already been done. Someone must innovate, come up with meaningful new ideas, creative new approaches, and change the way that things have always been done. Why can't that somebody be you? Turns out, it can be the breath of change needed, not to be weighed down by the histories of political back and forth. If you want to influence the game, you can't do it from the sidelines. And you can't play the tactics that were used decades ago. The rules have changed. This experience has been the deepest and the most meaningful of my career. But what I've discovered is that you can't do it alone. Make sure you play with and learn from people who have your back. One of my mentors, who is sat here today, told me when I was elected that every one of us needs their own personal board of directors. A group of mentors who can give guidance and advice to you along the way. I'm lucky enough to have two of my personal board with me today who bring very different mentorship to my life. In positions like mine, you're gifted with access to all of those who came before you in the role. And the benefit of being part of a small but mighty profession is that you are all gifted with this access to that mentorship, not from a faceless body, but from real people who have lived through the steps you are now taking. People who know the all-consuming nature of the task at hand. These are the people who can give you the benefit of their experience, and the best ones allow you the space to do it your way. Mentors don't always have to have walked in the shoes you plan to fill. You need variety on that board. You also need someone who will challenge you to think differently, think bigger and more creatively than you could do alone. Someone who will challenge you to consider what can change, improve, and innovate. Someone who will complain when you haven't made them a cup of tea during your break because you're busy writing this speech, keeping you grounded and your priorities in check. So Tim and Richard, thank you for being key members of my personal board of directors, and you can decide for yourselves who you think thought their cup of tea was more important than this. In closing, I want you to consider the breadth of experience you now have and who might benefit from your sharing of this. Who is on your personal board of directors, and whose board might you influence? The world I graduated into 9 years ago was different. It was the London Olympic Games, President Obama was elected to his second term, and potentially more significantly, the end of the Mayan calendar, or the end of the world as some believed, was observed with little to no consequence. Who knows more about dealing with the first year in practice in this current climate and at this point in history than you? You will have all found mentors with years of experience to learn from. Lots of you have completed or are near to completing your PRT, but I ask you to consider what you can give back. You have opportunities to give back to your profession in so many ways. Association committees, you'd all be welcome, student mentoring, and many other opportunities. I urge you to consider how much you can positively impact the lives of those following up behind you in the profession, but also what you can influence this profession to be. So never stop learning, never stop asking questions, and never forget that chiropractic is an art as well as a science, practiced by chiropractors who bring to the table not only diagnostic skill and training, but humanity, caring, and concern. Congratulations, graduates, and thank you.
I'd now like to welcome back the Chair of the Board of Governors, who will now close the proceedings.
Today has been a celebration and a public acknowledgement of your hard work and your achievements, our 2020 graduates. It's been really wonderful to be here and to share in some small way your success and to see your delight and pride, and particularly the delight and pride of your friends and family who are here with you. I just want to take a moment to pick out 3 things that have come out of the speeches for me think the first was around keeping curious. Don't stop learning. This is just the beginning. The learning might be formal, might be informal. We might be seeing you back for PhDs. But don't stop learning. You can learn from your patients, your friends, your family, and your colleagues. And as Leslie and Catherine have both said, be generous. Your hard work has given you entry to a wonderful profession. Membership of that profession is a huge privilege, so be generous with your time, your commitment, and your compassion throughout your career. And finally, as Catherine also said, she pinched all my lines, be kind, not just to your patients, colleagues, friends and family, but be kind to yourselves. Stuff's not always going to go right. You will make mistakes, but allow yourself to do that and just keep learning. Finally, before I formally close this ceremony, I want, on behalf of the Board of Governors, to give our heartfelt thanks to all the staff, to Professor Haig, to the Students' Union, and to everybody who came together and worked so hard to keep the University College open, to keep the course running, and to make sure that it was possible, even in the middle of a terrible pandemic, for you all to graduate. But today, it's all about you, our graduates. So on behalf of the Board of Governors and the University College, I declare this ceremony closed and look forward to meeting many of you over a cup of tea.
Thank you. If I could ask all guests to please remain in their seats until the platform party, the graduates and the University College guests have left. And then if you are partaking in this afternoon's tea reception, if you could then please make your way to the marquee on the University College campus site, and there will be staff marshals on hand to direct you around to the site. Dr. Peter Miller will now lead the platform party off the stage. Thank you.